Hiya, welcome back. Thanks very much for taking a look at my video. Sorry, it's bloody freezing in here this morning, actually, in the shed. I didn't expect it, actually. I woke up this morning and looked on YouTube, and I had comments. Good God, so thanks very much. I'm glad you enjoy what I'm doing. Very amateur, I know, but you know. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update as to where we are. As you know, I mentioned that I was going to be picking up a Triumph T140 today, Friday. Well, that's not happening. What happened? I joined a T140 owners group on Facebook, and one of the posters put on that they were aware that there was bikes doing the rounds that had their engine numbers removed and new ones restamped in. And apparently the way Triumph did it is they had like a raised boss on the crankcase where the factory staff would put in the serial number, the engine number, along with some Triumph stamps. And so I looked at the bike that I was going to buy, asked the owner to send me some photographs of it, and sure enough, the raised kind of pad, if you like, had been ground down, and a new engine number had been stamped in, not particularly well as well, I have to say. The characters were a bit cockeyed. The Triumph logo, although it was there, was all over the place. Now, that's not to say it's not legitimate. It may have been a replacement engine being put in place, and you know, to keep the frame and engine numbers matching, the old numbers being removed and the appropriate one put in. So I'm not accusing anyone of any dodgy dealings here, but the fact of the matter is, from what most people were saying, much more kind of conversant and knowledgeable on the subject than I am, is that it's extremely unlikely it left the factory like that. And the consensus amongst the people I've been speaking to is to walk away from it. And so reluctantly, that's what I did. The kind of thing that stuck in my mind was the fact that I've had a bike stolen. I had a beautiful Millennium Fireblade, which my form of transport, I used it daily to go to work. It was a beautiful bike. And it was stolen from outside work. They managed to get the locks off it and load it into a van. They did it really quickly as well. Funnily enough, the CCTV at the office stopped working at the time. Actually, apparently it just dropped out for a couple of hours, at which time these bike thieves came, the police came, and they said, oh yeah, it's probably going to be broken up now. So taken to Ireland for some reason, I don't know why, maybe the road racing kind of thing. I was dead disappointed, as you can imagine. And I thought that, okay, well, if I'm going to buy this bike, and if there's a risk that it's been stolen, I'm kind of somehow participating in that, really, in that chain. So, you know, for people who love motorbikes, it's really important that we offer a disincentive for them to be stolen. So I walked away from it, really. So disappointing, and I had a look around to see if there was anything else I could find. Because as I say, this one's up for sale now. Actually, I've already started getting inquiries about it. And as you know, my kind of criteria, a lovely set of British bike, fantastic, it'd be great if I could. But more importantly, what I wanted was something from the 70s. I wanted something with a centre stand, something with a Kickstarter, which nicely. Most 70s bikes had, I guess, really. And I wanted something cool. I didn't particularly want something liquid cooled. I want to keep it as simple as possible. And you'll know from my previous videos, probably my favourite bike, my favourite brand, if you like, is Honda. I love Hondas. I always loved Hondas. And if you're working on a bike, Hondas just seem to fit together really nicely. And so looking around, and I found, one of my favourite bikes ever is the CB750. Early 70s CB750. I think it looks beautiful, it looks purposeful. It's just a lovely bike. But they're a bit heavy, as you expect. And so I found a CB 500 not too far away from me in Lancashire. So I went to take a look at it, and we shook a deal on it. It's a lovely bike. Now the funny thing is, the guy I'm buying it from, funny situation, he lives in a kind of fairly modest 2 up 2 down in Lancashire. Nice house actually. He's got it nice. But went in his living room. I was thinking, where's he keeping the bikes? They must be out the back somewhere. No, they're in the living room. And the bike I'm buying was just one of 4 bikes in the living room. He had a 400 Yamaha from the 70s. He likes 70s stuff. He had the 504, which I'm buying, and he had a Yamaha 650 parallel twin. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that went into direct competition with the Bonneville, really, the 650 Bonneville. That was a lovely bike. We also had a strange a Ducati Cruiser, which I'd never seen before. Looked like a bloody VMAX. Put a skull on the front of it as well. But this guy, that's all he does. He kind of restores bikes, and I have to say, he does it to a really high standard. And this 500, I'm looking at, it's a US import. It was on a Nova, but he's done all the business on it. He's got a V5, he's got it registered as a historic vehicle. He's even got the black plate on the back. Not an acrylic plate either. He's got the proper embossed steel plate on the back. And he does it. So he's got 4 bikes in his living room and a C50 Cub in the bloody kitchen. I'm guessing he lives alone. I'm just assuming he lives alone. Couldn't see many partners kind of putting up with that. And my wife always complains that I grab tea towels, oily hands, or I put oily fingerprints on mugs, which are going to go in the bloody dishwasher anyway. So I'm going to be picking this up Monday or Tuesday next week, and I will try and film it if I can. Really beautiful bike. It's lovely, and it's got everything I want on it. It's also got the added advantage of indicators. Yeah, who knew indicators? And that's why I was going for the late 70s Bonneville, purely because it had indicators. It had a left-hand gear change on it. The earlier ones, I think it was pre-76, they were all right-hand gear change, which is fine, but I've never ridden one before, never ridden a right-hand gear change. That was kind of concerning me, so I wanted something I could be at least familiar with. CB 504, 1971 or 72, so one of the early ones. And I even picked up the Haynes service manual from Oxfam for 15 quid. It's great. So I hope you enjoyed that. What I'll do is I'll do